I teach, therefore you learn. Or do you? This is a video about the changing expectations of our pupils. Things have changed around us. We no longer live the way we used to. Yet we tend to teach the way we have always taught. In fact, we often teach the way we were taught. The way we think about teaching and learning may be outdated. We may be stuck in our old ways. Although the old may feel safe and reliable, and even hold a certain romanticism, perhaps the new offers a better alternative. Consider this for a moment. This is Charles Dickens' handwriting when he was writing Nicholas Nickleby. If we ask our students to read Nicholas Nickleby today, they'll read it like this. So why do many of us still expect our students to produce their work like this? And not like this? Wouldn't this make more sense? It may be time to reconsider the way we teach. But why is that? After all, students today are not that different from students 20 years ago. They are not a different species, but they do experience the world differently. Think about it for a second. When you or I went home after school, we switched on our televisions. We got limited information and not a lot of variety. In contrast, our students go home and switch on their computers. They get limitless information and 24/7 access to what they want, when they want it, and increasingly where they want it. However, our students have the same interests we had when we were young. They cherish their friends and they enjoy socializing. The difference is that different tools are available to them. They no longer communicate like this. But now they communicate like this, and like this. In fact, better communication with our students may hold the key to improving their education. It's about time we started listening. We need to teach them with the tools they need for life now and for life in the future. We need to pass on to them the relevant skills, the skills they need for life. For our own sakes as teachers, we should stop resisting change. Otherwise, we risk being left behind and becoming obsolete. If we are to meet our students' expectations, if we are to engage them and enthuse them, if we are to remain relevant to them, and if we want them to learn from us, well then, we may need to start learning from them.
Technology is just so convenient, regardless of what medium you're using it for, like music production, film production, sound production, writing. I mean, even writing and reading have been taken over by technology.
I've actually used computers since before I could read. Some of my earliest memories are having amazing amounts of fun with Microsoft Bob.
As far as a laptop goes, it's a bare necessity. I can't live without a laptop.
My phone is almost like my third hand. I keep it with me everywhere. It's like, even when I don't bring a purse, my phone is the only thing I bring.
I've had a Nintendo 64, a Sega Dreamcast, a Game Boy, of course, a PSP, a GameCube, and most recently an Xbox 360.
Music takes part in every single day of my life. If it was glued to me, I wouldn't mind at all.
I make anything that would have been ordinary, extraordinary with my MacBook.
I go to school go to math. I make sure to Twitter along the way because Twittering is something I find very important to me. MC Hammer actually has a Twitter, and so I follow him on Twitter.
Yeah. On a scale of 1 to 10, I am probably 9.5 of a texter. I do it all the time, absolutely all the time, more so than talking.
I do not like it when people use OMG, LOL, BRB. I hate it. My least favorite is when they say you, like the letter U instead of YOU, because I mean, I'm a person, I'm not a computer.
And if I didn't have computers, I would say a lot of my hobbies that take up most of my time I wouldn't have. Because I learned Japanese, and I did a lot of that through the internet.
I'm kind of new to music making. I just started some months ago, so it's kind of a challenge for me so far. The process I go through is really just trial and error.
With my MySpace, I can set it to like the colors that I want it to, the music that I want. Yeah, it's an extension of being who I am as a person.
I would say that I'm one of those types of people who like to make websites. Well, this is one of the websites I created. It's called iMe. You can like upload your own photos. Like I'm really a big fan of Strawberry Shortcake and Alvin and the Chipmunks. They're just like really cute to me, and I just like their personality and characters.
I'd say being able to experiment with technology is really what makes it technology. If people didn't sit there and experiment with test tubes back in days of Newton, nothing would have happened. It's paving the way for us to move forward as a species and a civilization.
What we do in gaming, coordination and communication is very, very similar to what we do at school. So in the game, we have to talk to each other. We have to coordinate what we're going to do in order to make sure that we do it well. The exact same thing at school. We have to talk with each group member. We have to coordinate what we're going to do, what we plan, what our activities are in order to make sure that we get things done right and get things done on time.
My phone, since it takes good pictures, like I can use it for projects all the time. I take pictures of my poster boards and then I can send them to my email and then I can just upload them online and then put on my website or anything of that sort so other people can see.
Like in life, if you're playing a soccer game and you miss the shot, you can't go back to that. While you're working in the computer, designing a site or doing your homework, you could just delete and do it again, restart it.
And so like, that's the cool thing about technology. It's just like you can change things whenever you want.
When you have access to everything, you sort of learn how to know yourself better because you are forced to decide what to use and what to not use.
I'd say technology does make you a better learner. I mean, when you're working with technology, you have to sit and figure out, okay, this is what I had to work with, these are my resources, and this is what I need for a final product. How can I make this work? And it teaches people to think in a different way.